Hello, how's it going? If you're new to me, I'm Jessica. I'm a spiritual mentor and intuitive empath. I'm a card reader. I just wanted to talk to you today a bit about how when you change and you grow, you lose people. I know a lot of the people I have done readings for recently have had a lot come up around this lately, around shifting and changing, growing, evolving, and some of the relationships with friends and family, spouses, whoever it is, like it's just not the same anymore. Or maybe there's toxic people in your life that you're finally setting boundaries for yourself, which is a good thing. But it can be hard. It can be really hard because it kind of makes you feel like you don't fit in. It can make you feel like you don't really have a place. And it's hard. I've been there. There's been a few different times in my life where I went through changes and growth where a lot of the people I was around were changing. The first one for me was leaving religion. So I left religion when I was about 18, and it changed my relationship with some friends and family members. There's some things that just like, we're never the same again, and it's not that we couldn't respect our differences, but like some of it made me realize some of the connections we had were only based on church. There wasn't really much more to the relationship. Also, I had some family where it kind of caused a rift and some awkwardness for a while, but then it slowly got better again. Okay. Another time is when I got sober. So I'll have 10 years of sobriety in June, but that's another time in my life where my circle definitely changed. There were friends or people I hung around that I literally never saw again after getting sober. There was family that like, it just kind of made our relationship different. I had family that I didn't see or hang out with as much anymore because all we ever did was drink together. So there wasn't really anything there for me anymore. But then it's interesting because years later, it's like we were able to reconnect. So I really feel like when you go through changes and you're growing, you're choosing yourself, you're making better choices for you, you're doing what you feel like you're supposed to do. Your relationships change. You are going to lose people. But sometimes when you lose people, and this is not all the time, but sometimes they do circle around back into your life and that connection is rebuilt if and when it is supposed to. I had friends that I lost touch with that several years later we reconnected, and it's like our paths were more in alignment again. We both just had different things we needed to experience and go through, going our separate ways and then reconnecting several years later. I've had that happen with family, and it's okay. It's okay. If the relationship is meant to come back into your life, just trust that it will. And it's hard to lose people. It's hard when things change. Some of the people you're letting go, like, it probably feels really good, especially if you're going through stuff where you're separating from toxic relationships, like just, setting healthy boundaries, making choices, leaving if you need to. That's kind of different. That's kind of different than like when you have people that it makes you really sad when the relationship changes. Those are the ones where you got to trust that if it's meant to be, if they're supposed to be in your life, that months or years down the road, you may reconnect, but you've got to trust that if it's meant to be, that you will reconnect. I don't know. Yeah. So hopefully that just is supportive and helps some of you, and to know that also your circle's going to grow when you start choosing yourself, and you're staying in alignment with what you need to, and you keep setting those personal boundaries, you keep loving yourself, you're also going to attract new people. I have connected with so many new people since getting sober, since being on a spiritual path. And yeah, there's a lot of friends and family I don't really connect with anymore as much. Like there's a lot of surface level conversation, but maybe there's not as much deep conversation. But I've I do have a lot of family that I do connect with on that level. So I'm not like generally not saying like, oh, I don't connect with any of my family, because that's not true. I do. I have plenty of really good connections with some people in my family. But what I'm trying to say is like, there's been a lot of new people. I'm always meeting new people and connecting with new people. I feel like my circle is growing, but it's a lot of quality. Also remember, quality over quantity in your relationships, okay? So hopefully this helped you feel a little more supportive and just on track, and just know that you'll attract the people that you're supposed to, okay? I do have a special going right now for relationship spread. So if you feel like you need some extra help working through some of the bumps, or whatever's going on, I do have that could be supportive with you just picking up on the energy and feeling what is needed so that you can move forward with more ease and more peace. Okay, so message me if that's something you need, and I hope you have a good day.